those muscles. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, that music's copyrighted.
Any words of wisdom?
I leave my dogs to you. Should we move it over here? What? Should we move that over here?
Yeah.
Maybe switch it with the soup?
Fix it in post. I did my job really well.
Look at that face. Are you still crying?
So, USAPL Make Your Own Luck Open 2024. This took place in Hayward, California. March 16th. It was my very first powerlifting meet. And yeah, a little bit about the experience. It was a very well-run meet. It was an awesome experience. Just seeing how these things come together, it looked like it took a ton of work. It's an all-day kind of a commitment by the people who put it on. I know there was a ton of volunteers involved. Very smoothly ran. One platform, about 80 lifters, so they kept things moving, hardly any downtime. So I didn't really know what to expect coming into it. The day before, you had an option to check in early, which I'm glad I did. Picked up my welcome packet, kind of got a feel for how everything was gonna get set up. They also gave you the option to figure out your heights for the rack, which I'd never used this type of rack before. So, you know, they had the rack set up, some people helping to assist, figure out how high you need it for your squats, for your bench. It went really smoothly. Check in the night before, probably less than half an hour. We had an awesome dinner the night before at this amazing dumpling place and ordered a ridiculous amount of food. Just got settled mentally, got prepared for the next day, which I'm glad that I did. I was in a good headspace. Super nervous at first, but I told myself that once I got out on the platform, hopefully the nerves would melt away a little bit. So as I started the warm-up process, I kind of linked up with a couple of people who were around the same weight class and also warming up and opening with around the same weights. And I ended up meeting a pair of guys who were literally within no more than 10 kilograms starting weights with me for every single lift. And so he was actually a junior. He was I think he's in his early 20s. He had a fellow lifter from his lifting team who was helping coach him, and he was awesome. He would pay attention to the timings of the warm-ups. He would take a look at how fast the platform was moving, their turnover. He was helping us watch if we were moving in the orders as each flight went on, and we were going for our attempts. And it really took a lot of the stress out of the whole situation because he was doing a lot of that thinking and adjusting for us. He helped load up the bars, unload them, put everything away, you know, get us set up for warm-ups. Yeah, I got really lucky with that, and it was really cool to see him. His name was Liam. You'll see him in some of these videos do his best, and also putting up some awesome weights for what was his first time as well. And so yeah, it was really cool. So anyways, I think we will go into this, and I'll just do a little voiceover while I'm watching the videos and hopefully plug in a little bit of backstory and just kind of how I was feeling throughout the whole process. It was a very long lifting day. The lifting started around 3:30 in the afternoon. We didn't get done until closer to 10 o'clock. I've never really lifted that long or had those extended periods of weights and rest in between. But I think we kept the caffeine flowing as per the plan. Spoiler alert, I did not zero out. I was able to put together a total, which for some people actually, they weren't able to say that, unfortunately. We had a couple people who did end up failing all three rep attempts, and when you do that, you are not able to put together a meet total, so you get a 0. I think one guy ended up doing that for deadlifts, which is the very last lift of the day, and I can only imagine how frustrating that was for him. But yeah, luckily we were not in that situation, and we were able to pull it off. So here we go. So the dude on the left, standing up, that's Liam, who I mentioned, was the junior lifter that I was following during the warm-up process, and helped me a ton. And so right now I'm getting prepped to get on the platform for the very first time. They're getting the weight on the bar for me, and basically once it's on, they say the bar is loaded, and then you have a minute to get on the platform, get in your warm-up, and then start and execute the full lift. The one thing I was really nervous about was listening to the cues of the referees, and actually that was really a non-issue for me. For whatever reason, I was pretty locked in and didn't miss any of those cues. So this is the first time I had this much weight on my back in probably a week, so that was pretty nerve-wracking. Ooh, depth looked a little suspect there. But first lift was out of the way, and it looks like I got 3 white dots. That's 175 kilograms, so off to a pretty good start. So that was the first squat. This is my second squat attempt, and so we have some alternative video views here. So this was for 180, so I went with a pretty conservative jump up, and as you can see, as I went up, my right foot came up, and that was a failed rep. So I should get 3 red dots there because I didn't execute the lift fully, unfortunately. So my support group showing out. So this is the third attempt. This is the final attempt to get my 1 rep max established for squats. So right now I'm at 175. The 180 didn't count since I failed the rep. And so I believe I am redoing 180. And at this point, my elbow is already really bugging me. You saw at the very beginning of the process of setting up, I kind of wiggled my elbow a little bit. So that time I was pretty sure I hit depth. I was able to execute, got it done. But man, that elbow was toast. So transitioning into bench, I went really conservative with an 85 kilogram opener. I was very, very nervous about my elbow holding up. What you didn't see in between the squat and bench periods was Selly working on releasing my muscles up the kinetic chain to get my elbow feeling right. And you can see a little bit of a pause there as you bring the bar down to your chest. The referee cues you to press, so we were able to do that without thinking about it too much. And we got our first attempt out of the way, so 85 kilograms on the books. My next attempt here is at 90. Setup felt pretty good. Felt a little tough, but we were able to get it too. So 90 kilograms on 3 white dots, what we want to see. So I was feeling good. I was feeling pretty good at this point. Elbow was holding up, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it on the 3rd rep and just see. And so for this 3rd one, we're going for 92.5, which is the smallest increment you can go up. But yeah, this time I asked for a lift off because I was already not feeling super confident about the weight, but and it's a no. So we failed the 3rd rep, but that's okay. We were able to put up our attempts, got some numbers on the books. And actually I was thinking about only putting up my first attempt and then not trying my second and third. So that went a lot better than I anticipated. Switching to deadlift, 165 kilogram opener. And to be honest, that flew up. You can hear the announcer saying easy money. Someone else from the scorers table said you need to put on more weight. We went up 5 kilograms for the next lift, so 170. 170 felt pretty good coming up, and you can hear some people in the background, cheering me on. People that I met throughout the day who were super supportive, knew it was my first time doing this, and so that was really awesome. And so this is my boy Liam again. So he's gonna try 182.5. You can see his first lift was 172.5. So he's going up 10 kilograms, which is a pretty decent jump. You can see he's just struggling to get that up. So he fails that rep, and the reason why I wanted to share this was because before my third attempt, which was also 182.5, he and I were right next to each other coming up onto the platform. And right before I got on the platform, I told him, hey man, if I hit mine, you hit yours. And a little fist bump, and then walked on out. And it came right up, 182.5, felt awesome. I kind of wish that I would have gone a little bit more, but with those 3 white lights, I knew that I had done what I came there to accomplish and put together a meet total. And so now going back to Liam with a 182.5 second attempt, like nothing. So there you have it. I'm official. I'm on the USAPL online database as having completed my very first meet. So you can see there 180 squat, 90 bench press, 182.5 deadlift for a total of 452.5 kilos. So that's a 396.9 pound squat, 198.5 pound bench, and a 402.4 pound deadlift, which is pretty respectable. It's been a long time since I've done that much weight, so felt pretty good. Everything felt like it was moving fine, aside from my elbow, of course, which really showed itself after those squats, and the deadlifts in particular. Actually, when I was lifting up on the last rep, I could feel my elbow kind of buckling a little bit and not super stable, and then my shoulder pulling down, and it felt pretty strained. So that actually caused me to reconsider doing the Spartan. So I'll talk about that a little bit more in another video. Yeah, so my hair is doing crazy things all the time. That looks perfect. Cool. So that was it. That was a meet total, 452.5 kilos, 997.8 pounds. So just shy of my 1,000 pound stretch goal, which was honestly a lot better than I thought I was gonna do. I thought I was just gonna meet my minimum goal of 850 pounds and be satisfied with that, but I'm really happy to see how it turned out. Squat final was 180 kilos, so 396.9 pounds. Bench at 90 kilos, which was 198.5 pounds. Deadlift at 182.5 kilos, which was 402.4 pounds. And so to be as close as my all-time 1-rep maxes that I established, before these major injuries that I had to my knee, felt really awesome. Felt very fulfilling, and yeah, very proud I was able to accomplish the goal. So the next thing that's on the horizon, Spartan race. Spoiler alert, I didn't do it. Since the Spartan has a lot of overhead hanging movements and things like that, I decided I was gonna take it easy and just kind of rest and rehab for a couple of weeks. So what's to come next? We'll be working on putting together some programming for the next couple of months, focused on diet and a lot of cardio intensive exercises to try and see how much of the weight we can lose. I keep saying we, I'm so used to the corporate speak. I really need to stop that. The weight that I can lose to try to get down to my goal weight for the wedding. And so really excited to see how that's gonna come along, and I guess I'll take you guys along for the ride. It's been kind of fun putting together these videos, and hopefully you've been enjoying it too, and yeah, be sharing what is to come soon. So until then, I'm gonna try this. Did I do it? Was it a wink? We did it. Is it seductive? Corny? Dorky? Okay.